Hello students, so welcome again. I am Professor Dileep Jigyasi, as you know me, and today I am going to discuss about the basic concepts of projection of solids. Already as you know that we have covered all the syllabus of engineering graphics. Again I just want to recall what we have studied in projections of solids. So if you remember that we have already classified in another video about the different types of solids according to the shapes. If I want to show you different solids, then one solid that will be already you know from the school days, that will be a cube. Cube will be a solid that is having 6 faces. All the 6 faces are squares. Okay, and this is also known as a regular polyhedra. We can call that if you remember that we have talked about the two different types of solids. One will be known as polyhedra, second will be solids of revolution. Polyhedras are the solid like cube which are having faces, bounded by faces, and this is cylinder will be a solid of revolution, you can call that. And in polyhedra also we have different type of polyhedras. One will be known as regular polyhedra. I have two regular polyhedra with me. One will be this tetrahedron having 4 faces, and all the 4 faces are equilateral triangles. This is very interesting solid, looks like a pyramid, but this is not a pyramid, this will be a tetrahedron. The difference between a triangular pyramid and a tetrahedron will be, in the tetrahedron all the 4 faces are equilateral triangles. Instead, in the case of triangular pyramid, the base will be a equilateral triangle, but the other faces will be isosceles triangles. And this is cube, that is also a regular polyhedra. Apart from that, we have 2 more polyhedras with us. One will be known as prism and another will be known as pyramid. The difference between these two will be, if you see, in prism we have 2 opposite faces, those are known as the bases, and these are the faces, so the faces are rectangular faces. And in the case of pyramid, we have this base, we will call this base, and these are the slant faces, or you can also call them triangular faces. Then one important term in the solids will be the axis. If I want to discuss with you about the position of the solid in the space, then the most important thing will be the axis of the solid. If you look at the board, I have written the simple position of a solid. The simplest position of a solid will be when the axis will be perpendicular to one of the reference plane. So technically the axis will be an imaginary line that is not visible. If I talk about this square which has 2 square bases and number of faces, in this case the axis will be the line passing through the center of the 2 bases. So that line will go inside, and as normally what we will do, we will draw right and regular solids. Right and regular solids means the axis of the solid must be perpendicular to the base and bases must be regular figures. So if this will be a right and regular square prism, it means that both the square faces will be parallel to each other. So when they are parallel to each other, the axis will be perpendicular to the base, and also the faces are rectangles. Same way, if I talk about this pyramid, I have one square pyramid with me also. Then in this square pyramid, this base will be a square, then it has 4 triangular faces, and this point will be known as the apex. Now in this case, the axis will be the line which passes through the apex and the center of the base. Again, my pyramid will be a right and regular pyramid. Again, the meaning will be regular means the base will be a regular plane, that will be a square, and axis will be perpendicular to the base. So right and regular pyramid, it means all the faces are same, isosceles triangle of the same size, and also the axis must be perpendicular to the base. In the case of cylinder as well as in the case of cone, again you know this cone very well from the school days, you have used this. This is known as right circular cone. Right circular cone means again the axis must be perpendicular to the base. In this case, again this point will be apex, and the center of the base, the line joining the center of the base with the apex will be the axis. And these lines which join the apex with the circumference of the base, those are known as the generators. We can call them generator. In the case of cylinder, again we have two bases, circular bases. Axis will be the line perpendicular to the base. So this is the basics about the what is the shape of the one. Okay, so now I am going to discuss with you about the position of the solid in space. Already I have talked with you that the simplest position of the solid will be when the axis will be perpendicular to one of the reference plane. So there are two options are there. First one will be axis perpendicular to the horizontal plane, or the reverse of that will be axis perpendicular to the vertical plane. If I want to show again, then I will take a solid which has axis. Normally in the case of a square bridge, that is the simplest solid. If I keep it like this, and suppose this platform will be the horizontal plane, so what I can say, the base will be on the HP. So for telling the position or describing the position of a solid, if I say axis perpendicular to HP, automatically meaning will be the base will be either parallel to HP or maybe on the HP. So the simplest part will be, we can talk about the axis as well as about the base. So whenever the axis will be perpendicular to HP, it means base is on HP or maybe parallel to HP. Now as you know that the base of a solid will be a plane, and in the case of plane, if you remember, look at this figure, this object, this square plane will be parallel to HP. You remember that whenever a plane will be parallel to HP, we should start with the top view. We will start from that view in which we can see the true shape of that plane. So in the case of solid, the concept will be, we will always start drawing the solid's projection from the view in which we will get the true shape of the base. So if the axis will be perpendicular to HP, or you can say base will be on the HP or parallel to HP, in the top view the base will be true. So I should start with top view. So in this case, the step one will be begin with top view, and because base is true in, base is showing its true shape in top view. So the simplest concept will be, this is the simplest position of solid. Maximum number of times normally we will choose this option, particularly in the case of sections of solids or development. If you remember, even in the isometric, normally what we will do, we will keep the solid in such a way so that the base will be on the HP. Why will I hold the solid in the space? So best option will be keeping it on the HP. If you look at in the case of pyramid, this is a pentagonal pyramid. Suppose again I keep it like this. Now again the base will be on the HP, so axis will be perpendicular to HP. In its top view, we will see the pentagon. In the front view, that will be a triangle. So it is not possible to draw in the starting the front view. So we should again start with the top view. So this is the first concept in the simple position of solid. Whenever a solid will be having its base on the HP or axis perpendicular to HP, we should start with the top view. Same way for the cone also, its top view will be a circle, front view will be a triangle. In the case of a cylinder, again I have kept this cylinder, its base on the HP, so again top view will be a circle, front view will be a rectangle. In the case of a cube, if I keep this cube like this, now this is the simplest position of a cube. In the top view it will look like a square, in the front view square, side view will be also a square. So maybe you can argue that I can draw front view also, but if I rotate it like this, now again the cube having one of the face on the HP, but this time these faces, this is one of the very interesting and likable position, that all the faces are equally inclined to the VP. So in this case it is not possible to draw the top view first, front view first. We have to draw the top view, that will look like this. Same way in the case of a tetrahedron, suppose I keep this tetrahedron like this, one of its face on the HP. So again I can draw the top view, that will be an equilateral triangle. Then after that we will draw the front view. So okay, I hope you understand the first concept that when will the axis will be the perpendicular to the HP. But there will be a normal student will think that it will be always that the projection will be started from top view, but that will be not true. The reverse position will be also applicable when the axis will be perpendicular to the VP. One of the best example will be one of the problem earlier also asked in the multiple times, that will be like this. This is a pentagonal prism and it will be kept like this. Now look at the statement. Now this time again I have kept one of the face on the horizontal plane, not the base. But suppose this type of problem will come in the examination, a student will always remember that something on the HP means you have to start with the top view. But this is not the case. If you look at this solid, its rectangular face on the HP and axis will be perpendicular to the VP. So this time we should start with the front view. This is the second case when the axis will be perpendicular to VP. So it means the base is, maybe you can keep that on VP or maybe parallel to VP. So this is the option. Again, as I told you that we will always start from that figure in which we will get the true shape of the base. So if the base is on the VP or parallel to VP, so now this time the step 1 will be begin with front view. Why we are doing front view first? Because the base is showing its true shape in front view. So this is the simplest concept. The normal concept will be you have to start from that figure in which you are going to get the true shape of the base. So this is the simple logic. Axis perpendicular to VP, start with the front view, draw this pentagon, then with the help of that we have draw the top view, that will be a rectangle. Similarly, if suppose I will keep this pyramid, this is a pentagonal pyramid, suppose I will keep it like this. Now look at the figure, the object, the base of the pyramid will be on the VP. So base of the pyramid will be on the VP, so again means the base will be true in the front view, so we should start with the front view. So firstly draw the front view, that will be a pentagon, then draw the top view, that will be a triangle. Now apex will be lower side of that. Similarly in the case of cone also, if I keep the cone like this, then the front view will be a circle, top view will be a triangle. So this is the, I think, the simplest position of the solid. Two simplest positions of the solid when the axis will be perpendicular to one of the reference plane. So okay, after the simplest position, this is the second simplest position of the solid, that will be axis parallel to both the reference plane. We rarely use this. I think 90% of the time I am going to use the axis perpendicular to HP or maybe axis perpendicular to the VP. But this problem will be like this. One of the very interesting problem asked multiple times in the Rgpv examination, that will be like this. This will be a triangular prism. It will be kept in such a way so that one of the rectangular face will be on the HP with axis parallel to both. Now look at this figure. In this figure, if you look at the figure, then the base will be visible in the side view. Axis parallel to both the reference plane means, you can say, when axis parallel to both the reference plane, it means base is parallel to profile plane. As you know that in the profile plane we will get the side view of any object. So now the base is showing its true shape in side view. So we should begin with side view. So this is one of the very interesting concept. Best option will be, I will draw the side view, that will be a triangle, then with the help of that we can draw the front view, that will be a rectangle, and then with the help of side view and front view we will draw the top view. Although this problem can be solved like this also. If you want to draw it in two steps, then maybe I can start like this based on the HP. So initially I will draw the top view, draw the front view, later on I will rotate it like this. So that is the solution of the problem, the same problem. Now we will get the solution in 4 figures. Or maybe another option will be like this. If I start with axis perpendicular to VP, then in the front view that will be a triangle. The face will be lying on the HP, front view, then top view, then rotate it like this. So maybe the same problem of a triangular prism having its face on the HP with axis parallel to VP, you can solve this problem in all the 3 ways. You can start from front view, you can start from the top view, or you can draw with the directly with the side view. In the side view, what we have done, we have to draw only 3 figures. Another problem very interesting of the same type of solid, that will be a pentagonal pyramid. If I hold it pentagonal pyramid like this, now look at the language. The one of the rectangular face on the HP with axis parallel to VP. So again in the side view we will get the pentagon just touching this base side will be on the XY line. Then with the help of draw the front view, this length will be a true length, so directly you can draw the front view. Then with the help of those 2 figures, front view and top view, you can draw the side view. So student, I hope that some of the concepts of solids will be understandable by you, because in the solids and planes the first step will be most important. If you are going to give some incorrect first figure, then going to get the solution that will be not as required in the problem. I hope you understand. Thank you very much.